All right, what is up, YouTube fam? Welcome to another Dropping Bombs video. And yeah, you guessed it. After playing a little bit of Grixis Death Shadow, I now am absolutely hooked on the deck again, trying to innovate, try to make it as, the best deck it can possibly be. And a funny little story about the deck that you're looking at right now. I know it's kind of jarring to see a Teferi next to the normal 2-drops of Grixis Death Shadow, but whenever I think of a deck a lot, whenever I have it on my mind a lot, it's natural that I will be like laying in bed thinking about, is this the right slot or something like that when it really excites me. I noticed that voice was becoming a bit quiet when I was playing creativity. I was just like, just kind of sick of it, There was some inherent variance to the deck that I didn't love, and, I wanted an excuse to play a different deck. So then I played that league, I played that YouTube video that you can check out in one of my previous ones, where I went 5-0 with Grixis Death Shadow, felt pretty good about it, played another league off stream, went 4-1. I'm thinking I'm back. But I was literally laying in bed, I fell asleep, and I had a dream. This is gonna sound like the weirdest thing ever, and you're gonna be like, wow, Corey, you need to get a life. And that may be true. But I was having a dream where I was doing a deck tech on myself, as one does in their dream. And you know how those slides just pop up where we're like, maybe it was because of the Wizards announcements where I felt like I could actually be doing in-person deck techs again, which has been something I've always wanted to do. Maybe it was the excitement mixed in that, mixed with the excitement of Grixis Death Shadow. But I was just doing a deck tech on myself, and I was like, all right, let's check out the next slide, Corey. And the slide is just two Teferis in the main, one in the side, and then it showed the mana base of Godless Shrine and Sacred Foundry just on one slide. And I was like, whoa, Corey, this is really cool. Tell me about this. And then I woke up. So then I immediately woke up, went to my computer, built a list very close to this. I've tuned it since after I played a league last night where I went 4-1. And you know what? I think this is actually pretty real. You can do some disgusting things with Teferi. Teferi's very good right now against certain decks, and it helps your delirium count. Everything about this makes a lot of sense, and in testing, it's been good. So I truly think we're onto something. This is what I'm going to play for the PTQ on Friday, April 1st. I don't know exactly when I'm going to put this video out, probably a little bit after the PTQ, so we'll see how I did. This is my PTQ winning deck, actually. God, how sick would that be? But no, I think this deck is really real, and let's dive into it. Sorry for y'all who just saw some Grixis Death Shadow content, but you know what? This is 4-color Shadow, so we got a different deck. So, first we're going to start with the mana base, still 19 lands. Really, the only change we made was cutting 1 Scalding Tarn and 1 Polluted Delta, because Scalding Tarn and Delta are both bad fetch lands, quote-unquote, where they can only get one of the white duals. One gets Godless Shrine, one gets Sacred Foundry. So I wanted to split them up instead of just going down on Sacred Foundry, which is usually the play, But now that we can get any of the duels, I think it's still correct. Most of the time, you're still getting Blood Crypt, and then Bloodstained Mire is still the best fetch land because it does get either one of Godless Shrine or Sacred Foundry whenever you need Teferi. Now, the mana base is a little bit more painful because this is just a mountain most of the time, but it can also help cast Teferi. You also have Ragavan to cast Teferi as well. Sorry, I always forget to put up this little helper display screen for anybody who is new to the deck. If you're at my channel, you're probably not too new to the old Shadow of Death, but anyways, here we are. So, this is normally just a mountain, and this is normally just a swamp. So, there are going to be games when we take Teferi out, there's going to be certain matchups where it's not good, and then let's say we're on the draw, we can also take out the Godless Shrine, because we already have just a swamp, and that's all Godless Shrine would be. So that's a little bit of the new stuff from the mana base. Then we'll get into the rest of the deck. The rest of the deck is the same, we have Baubles, we have Ragavans, we have DRCs, Unholy Heats, Thoughtseize. We went down 1 Inquisition to make room for Teferi, and we also went down the 1 Spell Pierce I was messing around with in the main to make room for 2 Teferi Time Ravelers. Now, a couple things that this list unlocks. 1, Teferi just shuts down Cascade decks, which are on the rise, both Living End and Rhinos. So, We already have that going for it. It's also really good against these control decks where you can just, you know, go turn 2 Thoughtseize, turn 3 Teferi, and, you know, they're stuck with all of their plays on sorcery speed. So, you know, different solitudes, counter spells, all that stuff bricks. And there's a couple really, really cool things. Number one, with Ragavan. If you have Teferi out, they don't have a creature, you can dash with impunity. No matter what, it's going to connect. It's going to be awesome. And we got that going for us. But the thing that I love the most, this is going to take some remembering back to Esper Hero. BBD just woke up in his sleep. Actually, I'm even wearing the shirt. God, I'm summoning BBD with these messages for sure. But you're going to remember from that Esper Hero deck where there's 4 Teferis and a lot of Thought Erasers, I believe it was called. So you'd go tick up, and then during their draw step, Thought Eraser them. So you get to Thoughtseize them after they draw. We get to do that again. Now all these late game hand disruption spells that are usually dead, because when you're in a top deck war, you just play a card, right? Now they're not. You know, you get to go tick up, Thoughtseize during your draw step, and make sure they're not going to play anything. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. And there's going to be other times when it works too. You know, like for instance, I mean, this is a kind of a corner case, but like, let's say they have 8 mana, okay? One of them's a fetch land in their hand and they don't think about it. They just go, buy Yorion. And then they play a fetch land, crack it. Fetch land trigger on the stack, Thoughtseize Yorion. Boom. Yeah, they could have fetched earlier, but are they going to do that? Maybe, maybe not. You know, that's one of the scenarios where you can actually Thoughtseize at other places besides the draw step. So still our main concern is we're a Kroxa deck. We want to be disrupting their hand as much as possible. Oh, and one of the decision points that I was thinking about is cutting a dress down, moving it to the sideboard, and playing that 3rd Inquisition, because hand disruption does get better when you can stick Teferis, but then I have to cut one of these cards, and I think they're all pretty important right now. So I put the other dress down to the main, even though dress down is not very good right now, sadly. You know, the dress down trick with Kroxa is okay. Some of the times you don't even want it. The dress down trick with Death Shadow is good. You know, that's kind of the reason to do it, but there's a lot less Urza Sagas running around. It's still good against Amulet. You know, it's decent against like Yogg and stuff. There are matchups when it's okay, but overall, dress down has gotten worse since the Lurrus ban. Because also with the Lurrus, you know, you get to dress down at end step, do that kind of lock. So the card was better with our own Lurrus, and the card was better against other Lurrus decks like Hammer. Although Hammer did just win modern PTQ, so it could be on the rise again, and maybe we'll want the 3rd one again. So then we'll go to the sideboard, some dramatic changes. Let's start over here. Soul Guide Lantern instead of Nile Spellbomb. I'm sick of looking at white ley lines. If they go white ley lines out of Dredge or out of Living End, and I have a Spellbomb, I feel really stupid, you know, because you do have to target the player for that. Just play the Lantern. It's devastating enough when you get to rip apart a graveyard. It's a little less, you know, impressive in the mirror. Spellbomb's definitely better in the mirror when you're trying to hit Kroxa and draw a card, but that's it. That's the only spot where I would rather have Spellbomb. So whatever, we're just taking Soul Guide Lantern, even though it's a worse card, unless they have Leyline, then it can really save you, so that's our plan. 2 EEs, still amazing against Hammer, Rhinos. Rhinos are on the rise. You know, just little creatures, humans, stuff like that. 2 Terminates, mainly for Murktide, but bigger creatures as well, like Tarmogoyf. The 3rd Teferi. Doesn't it just feel good to have Teferis in the sideboard? I didn't main 3, but it is a possibility if Teferi is that good. I'll move the dress down in place of the Teferi, but for now, you still don't want to draw too many 3-drops, and you want the deck to be as unfazed. You know, and what I mean by that is the deck still function as a Grixis Death Shadow deck, but that can attack from a different angle now. And if you have 3 Teferis, you're really slowing your deck down, but I'm not saying that's for sure incorrect. I have more testing to do. I've only played 1 league plus 2 matches, but 1 league where I went 4-1 plus 2 matches testing for this one. No big deal. So, you know, I'm 6-1 with the Teferi version. And I've messed around with 3 Teferis. I've thought about that. So it's not completely out of the realm to do that in replacement with a dress down or even a drown. Drown is kind of on the watch list for me as something that's very good in some matchups, but kind of bad in others. So I could see a Drown in the board or a Dress Down for Teferi, for a Spell Pierce, for a Fatal Push, for Inquisition. That's really where I'm at right now. Otherwise, the list is pretty solid. We're also a Giganta deck. It's been okay too. This is actually on the watch list for me as well. And I think a lot of you are going to hear me say the watch list. It's just cards that I'm watching out for, you know, kind of self-explanatory. But Giganta, it has won me a couple games. So, you know, I'm not going to get rid of it so far. And it is nice to have something to do with your mana when you don't have anything to do. But overall, not the best. It's no Luris, I'll tell you that. One Alpine Moon for Tron. Saga decks. This actually I replaced the Dress Down for because it's close enough against Saga, but it has applications against Tron and stuff. And Tron, we've actually managed to find a way to make our matchup even worse. But I think Tron is so little played that I don't really care. So, yeah, we're okay for now. One Fatal Push for other Shadow decks, hyper-aggressive decks. It's the best piece of removal next on Holy Heats. 3 Disputes for Money Pile and Blue-White Control, which are very popular right now. And then 2 Spell Pierce for an array of things. This card is still very good, and I could see a world where I add another one. So, all right, let's battle with 4-color Shadow. All right, let's battle. Okay, so let's choose Giganta. We got the Swamp, which is not ideal, but this is still plenty good hand. Yeah, we're going to keep. I am going to start with DRC, though, because this hand does need a few things, and we want to play the Bobble. So let's do that. Hello, Elk. Got to get Blood Crypt, unfortunately. Our mana base is going to be pretty awkward, especially if we draw Teferi anytime soon, but that's okay. Yeah, a fetch land we're looking for. Not really a Bobble. And we'll say go. I actually want to bobble what they're going to draw. Okay, if we're allowed, you know. Slightly a punt on value if they go fetch land and say go, because we need to draw a card. We don't need to, but we want to. Because we do kind of have our plays wrapped up. Actually, you know, since we do have our plays wrapped up, I am going to just untap. Yeah, and now they're going to want to kill us before the trigger. So we're going to miss out on a card, but then they're going to push this or something, I imagine. Is this the Shadow of Death? Okay, it's dead. Okay, we would have wanted that card anyways, but we wouldn't have been able to cast it. So now we're going to do this to get perfect information. All right, this does look like a mirror match of sorts. Thoughtseize. Okay, so we know that card's in their hand now. Okay, well, their hand is awkward. Awkward, awkward, awkward. I think I want to just take the castable things. I'm going to leave them with Drowns, you know. Drowns are going to be kind of good anyways, unfortunately. So it's just, do I want to take Death Shadow and Thoughtseize, or Dothy and, like, Thoughtseize? Their Shadow's going to be trapped in their hand for a while, actually. So I think it is Thoughtseize and Dothy. Let's do that. Dothy is annoying. All right, then we will say go. Draw a card. The Heat. Did you get a land? Nope. We didn't do what we wanted either, though, I'll tell you that. All right, we do have this, which is not great. Now, if they draw a land and just drown this right away, we feel pretty behind. Okay. Land. Not the worst. Not the best. So, we're going to have options to either get a Giganth or just play a Shadow. I think we'll just play a Shadow. I want to attack, though. I know they can play Shadow because of it, but that's okay. We have the removal spell. They're debating whether or not to Fatal Push this before or after damage. That would make sense. 3 for you. And now it's just the question of do we Gigant or not. I think I'm going to Gigant. We got an Elk. I hope we don't draw Teferi. I'll tell you that. Okay, so they can make it a 6/6. Or they can just drown. They're just blue-black Shadow. Alright, upkeep, Unholy Heat. Ragavan. I'll keep a Ragavan. That's not good. Huh. That's not good at all. Well, I guess I'll just play 2 creatures. Attempt to not die. 'Cause I know they just have 3 drowns, huh? Yikes. Well, I could take 10 if they attack. Yeah, I mean, I think I would. If they got the street rate, they got it. Undying Evil, huh? Just 1 removal spell doesn't do it here. Unless it's paired with a fetch land. Then I have to chump. Then we're in the Abyss. And then we're in a lot of trouble. But just as it stands, if they didn't draw land, they are dead? Well, they just can't attack. Actually, yeah, that's true. And then we're still in a lot of trouble. Yeah, if they think this through, they just say go. I attack with DRC. They probably kill that. Or they just kill my 2 blockers, go to 1, and I'm dead, so. Oof. That's pretty good. Okay, I guess I have to block with the Shadow. Yep. Alright, that's pretty bad. Okay. Well, looks like we got to find something with this expressive. We got a lot of looks, though. So let's go with blue, blue-red. Blue-red expressive iteration. Come on, Ragavan. Unholy Heat. Not enough. Not enough. Graveyard. Boink. No! So close, but we don't have more black mana. So we are dead. Tilt. Only we didn't have so much mana problems at the beginning. But we had to get Blood Crypt, I think. Maybe we had to get Steam Vents right away, even though it made our turns pretty awkward. But who knows? Okay, we're definitely going to bring in Teferi. Teferi's pretty good. Fatal Push. I don't like any counter spells. Terminates aren't bad. I think that's kind of all we want. Dress downs are bad. Unholy Heat is actually not amazing when we're bringing in all that other removal. And all our hand disruption is okay. Crocs is very good. I think we can take out 1 piece of hand disruption. Let's take out a Thoughtseize. Alright. And they haven't seen Teferi yet, so it easily could be a very, blowout play. Like, think if we had Teferi there instead of Unholy Heat, and they went Undying or whatever, like, that would have done nothing. So, there's definitely room where Teferi is just completely busted. Okay, we want to be on the play. I want my free Elk, which did nothing last game. Okay. Their version is more controlling, which makes this hand a little bit worse, but I'm still going to keep. We'll be able to kill a lot of things. We're going to bobble ourselves. I think I'll actually bobble myself at their end step, though. Because our hand is pretty Thoughtseize proof. Like, we don't really care what they take between Terminate, Unholy Heat, and Drown. But, let's say we drew it to Fairy. We would want them to not take that. They have kept their hand. We're going to play a bobble. And we're going to play Scolding Tarn. Probably going to hold on to this, but this is probably going to be our Sacred Foundry. Since we have 3 Teferis, you know, eventually we're going to draw one. We can easily beat a first turn negator here, too. Terminate. We can't prove that, or we can't let them prove that going down a color in Shadow is correct instead of going up a color. Thoughtseize. Okay. Yep. It's kind of what we were picturing they were going to do. Who knows? All of them are kind of the same card, so... Drown's probably the best. Probably just take that since it's a counterspell on a Doomblade, but who knows? Terminate's got to be the weakest. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll bubble myself. Another bubble. I don't really want that. Do I? Maybe I can take that. Yeah, sure. I don't want to pop this yet either. I don't want to get them suspicious. So let's draw that. Okay. Yeah, now I think it's Sacred Foundry plus this. No matter what, we're going to have to bobble, so... Or we're going to have to fetch, so there's no point in bobbling ourselves. So let's go like this. It's kind of awkward if we draw Expressive Iteration here with getting the Sacred Foundry, but it's definitely not awkward if we draw Teferi. All right, black, red... Here's Croxa. Croxa's a great draw regardless. Discard a card. Croxa's a very good card in these kind of mirror matches. All right, take 3. See what they're drawing. Get a little bit more info. Fatal Push. And it's the Yarg Fatal Push. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect it. That's a good answer to Croxa, but Croxa will be a 3-for-1 at that point, you know. So we're still okay with that. Yep, take another one. They're both kind of Terminate right now. Probably take Terminate, yeah, because they can probably get Shadow above... So if they take 3... yeah, if they have a fetch land now and go down to 5, 8/8 Shadow would be pretty terrifying. Yeah, this isn't good. All right. Come on, Teferi. Can I get a Teferi? Teferi would be pretty good right now. Wow. It's pretty aggressive. This is an interesting list. Okay, you got it. Now I get 2 cards, though. And now they're basically all in. That's not a good one. That is not a good one. Holy crap, those were worst possibles. Yikes. Well, do I Thoughtseize down to 13? I guess. Don't want to buy Gigantha. That was gross. Okay. Now we just have to draw either a land for Croxa or, you know, a piece of removal. Oh, we just got dumpstered here. They just had a good draw on the draw. What can you do? Put me to 5. Well, are we feeling froggy? Do we want to try to hit something from their deck? Or do we want to just chump block and hope that that's enough? We'd have 9 cards in our graveyard. I want to go for the gusto. I want to play to win, not play to lose. Got any more of those fatal pushes or death shadows? Drum roll. Huh. We're dead. Lame. See what we would have drawn. Another Ragavan. So yeah, we're just chumping with Ragavan. You know, they would have drawn that land. So we would have lived there, played another Ragavan, chump. Then we would have been able to drown it. So who knows? That could have been a too of an aggressive play. And probably was, but we were in a pretty bad spot anyways. All right, let's play the next one. All right, let's try to win this one. We can't show off our new sweet deck and just get destroyed, right? That's definitely a possibility. All right, we're going to keep this. This hand is perfectly fine. Now I think we still want to just go get that Blood Crypt. We got the white mana already in case we draw one of our T-monies. All right, here's this. Here's a bauble. Hand disruption spell number 2, especially not when we only have 1 black source. Is going to be some of the this would be a mountain, to be fair, anyways. But, you know, still. All right, we will... Snapcaster Mage? What year is this? Okay. Snow Island. Interesting. Hello. Well, I think we figured out what we're going to do here. God, just 2 great cards. 2 great plans. The plus with Croxa is we do get Delirium, so it's actually the same amount of damage, but Ragavan plus Thoughtseize is probably a better play? Maybe you even don't need the Thoughtseize, you just Ragavan? Like, what are they going to do for 1 mana? Does seem like a pretty free hit, and then we could always Thoughtseize next turn. I kind of like that. And just keep that treasure banked up. All right. Here they come. Could have also played Ragavan and Thoughtseized, but we don't know what we're up against yet. Oof. A banger. All right, I'm just going to say go. Our hand is really well set up against a control deck, though. Like, we can go Croxa when we think they have counter spells. Go Ragavan when the shields are down. Like here, they probably have a counter spell, but we have a Thoughtseize. So unless they have 2, and even if they have 2, then we get to Croxa. So I think we start with a good old Snotseize. Because we know they have Snapcaster at the worst. Well, this gives us the D. So let's do that. Even though it's a decent card. Okay. Well... I guess we take Snapcaster? Huh. Or we take Consider? Wow, this is kind of tough. Their hand is actually kind of good. A lot of options. Croxa still rips their hand apart. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Oh, that's big Chandra too, huh? Holy crap. Scred. Is it, I guess? So right now our drowned is really bad, although we can counter a Consider if we wanted. So I could take Consider. Kind of like taking Consider and just playing Croxa. All right, let's consider that option. Okay. So now let's attack. We do need a land to bring back Croxa next turn. Here's a Croxa. We want to counter it. Okay, now let's take 2 and just say go. I don't want to play Ragavan into a counter spell. Yep. Did they hit the land? They did not. So we can Unholy Heat this now if we want. Oh, I guess they could still have the land. It sets up our draw. I'm going to do it. Sets us up to maybe just start the Croxa train. Ha! Ha! They're like, hell no, I can't beat that. Okay, so a blue-red deck. This is going to be good. These are probably going to be good. Teferi's going to be good. Dress down bad. Croxas are great. That's going to be our #1 game plan. We do not need all these Unholy Heats. 2 at the very most, I think. Drown didn't seem insane. Like, there's just better counter spells. So I'm thinking something like this. That's a lot of hand disruption still, but I think that's better than this stuff. So let's try this. YOLO! Alright. I love that the Shadow of Death just stays right below us, keeping us safe in between games. Alright. Okay, this hand is sweet. We might cast our first Teferi. I mean, this is a great Teferi hand, you know? A Relic. Oh, that's pretty good. Relic's just very good against us. No way. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So now the question is, do we want to play Ragavan or just try to protect it? And I think we want to protect this one. So let's go with Thoughtseize. A Remand, a Blood Moon, and another Relic. Huh? Okay, I don't care about the Remand. I do care about the Blood Moon, though. So yeah, let's get rid of that. Kind of an easy one there. We'll say go. With that Remand, that means we can't dash Ragavan. But we can go Thoughtseize and then Ragavan. That's probably going to be the play. You got it. Do-do-do-do-do. Teferi seems like they're going to have a tough time answering. Okay. Well, that's going to be pretty useless. So, I think it is a Thoughtseize time. Yeah, I think we'll just take a Remand, play Ragavan. Alright. Now they got to find an answer for that. Well, we progress the battlefield with a Teferi next turn. Yeah, they're like, okay, got to get rid of that. Got to find an answer for this. They did not find Lightning Bolt with that draw. And, like, Blood Moon isn't even that good now. We still get to just play this. There's a Relic. Okay. Here comes Ragavan. Here comes Ragavan. Right down Ragavan Lane. Does it connect? I bet it does. Jace. Counterspell. Okay. I think we just played Teferi here. Maybe DRC plus Teferi, actually. Yeah, why not? DRC. Teferi. surveil. I do not want a shock. Tick up. Now we got Blood Moon on lock. See if they want to keep this one. All right, we cast our first Teferi. It's gonna be good. A Jace. Okay. I was thinking they probably were going to tick up. Tick up would have been pretty good. All right, I think I'll bounce Relic here. Okay. Not amazing. Gotta kill Jace. And now it's either buy Gigantha or play a bad Croxa. It's probably Gigantha. Alright. There's that. We'll play this, and we'll say go. Okay, I'm kind of worried now. They got a fresh brainstorm out of this. Okay. All right, now if they have an answer, well, we get to know if they have an answer, which is kind of nice. Because they have to do it now. They do not. Okay. That was a nice draw. Okay. Now we are going to kill Jace. Once again. And I think we will just play Croxa. I want to hold up Counterspell. I'd kin Polluted Delta in response here. Croxa is not very good against the relics, but that's okay. Is there any red card we want to dispute? Maybe. Do I want to take that much damage, though? Maybe. Not really. Okay, I'll say go. They're going to be able to get both of these cards anyways with them untapping, so yeah, we'll just let it go. Goodbye, Croxa, forever. All right, you got another Jace? I don't mind this one. They are getting close to Hull, so we got to make sure we keep our life total decently high, aka just 8. Cryptic Command. Well, Dispute's not getting any better. Should I sack this beforehand? I think I should. I think we want another blue land. Blue-red. Cryptic Command, huh? What a time to be alive. Well, our shadow is worse. I want expressive iterations. That's what I'm trying to find. Or more counter magic. All right. Okay. We know we're free from all the relics now as well, which is nice. We might just cash in this Teferi. We might just play an Elk. Remand, huh? Could remand our own Croxa. Kind of like it. Get a card and a surveil out of it. Don't want that. Remand. Oh yeah, we get to do the draw step trick. Sweet. Okay. So, let's say go. After your draw, I would like to Inquisition you. It's pretty cool. I don't think I want to Spell Pierce. Helps with Delirium as well. Alright, we did get one thing. What is this? Enchanted Mountain is a 7/7 giant with haste. It's okay. That's pretty scary. Alright, your turn. Now they can either attack with, yeah, probably just attack with Hull. Yeah, let's see if they attack Teferi or not. That I don't mind, because we get to make them discard this, and we're just going to stay at 4 instead of 3. So, now we can Kroxa first. Oh, this is going to be cool. Okay, so we can Kroxa first, and we can attack with both. And then we can Teferi back DRC. That's another thing we can do, is Teferi back stuff and block. You can also Teferi your own Ragavan when you dash it and then replay it. So there is some tricky stuff that you can do with this. I would much rather block with DRC, so we're going to bounce this one. DRC. DRC. Now we can't Inquisition during their draw step because we tick down. But we can just Inquisition anyways. I think let's do that. Just to get 2 Surveils, and then Kroxa is going to be live. And that's all we need to win the game. Yeah. So now we just hope we don't die to some weird shenanigans. Which I don't think there is. Yep. I'll block. Block, 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 block. Well, Teferi, of course, has been insane. They have no cards in hand, so they are dead. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, Kroxa finishes them. They didn't hold on to that Spike Field Hazard, huh? Don't recommend that one. Even with Counterspell backup. Red. Red. Kroxa. Pretty cool. Alright, we definitely got to show off Teferi's stuff that round. That makes me happy. Alright, let's play our last one. Alright, it's our third and final round here to see if we're going to be... so far, if our Death Shadow career is going to be a 5-0, a 4-1, and then either a 3-2 or a 4-1 with this league. So let's try to get another 4-1. That's great results. If we're over 3 leagues, 13-2, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I just want to show off the Teferi more. I think it's good, and I hope we continue to show it off. Okay. Supplier. Uh-oh. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Okay, none of those are super threatening. Now, do we want to bobble ourselves? Probably. We can either get, like, blue-black, or we can play this, depending on what our draw step is. Expressive Iteration, I'll be taking that magic card. I don't shuffle that one away too often, believe it or not, y'all. Alright, what do you got? What do you got? Whoa! Those are some things. I guess we take the Persists. I don't care about Solitudes. Okay. Oh, it's this weird Mardu thing, huh? Okay. I better load up this list. I saw it won a challenge, but I do not remember what is all in it. Let's do our due diligence. Modern. Mardu midrange. Okay, this is the deck we're playing against, I imagine. Yeah, it's just a bunch of random stuff, but they can get you out of nowhere. Fable the Mirror Breaker is pretty insane in this deck. All right, so see what we got. Now, we're definitely going to get blue-black. You know, don't worry about Teferi until you get it. We're nowhere near Teferi, so no point in doing it. It's also not going to be insane against this deck. It will be good, though. It will definitely probably keep 2, probably not bring in the other one. And now we have the choice between Death Shadow or Ragavan. I think we want to go with these 2 cards. So regardless, let's do this to check our first option. Okay. Solitude down. And now the Shadow of Death. And we'll say go. Now, of course, they can Solitude this if we want, but as long as... Solitude is not actually good against us. You know, people do not realize that, but the whole thing is you got to make sure... God, I'll call your bluff. I don't care. Is you got to make sure you don't get 2 for 1. So we don't want to play a 3-3 when we have a Shadow, you know? Okay, nothing too important there. Like, now we can just play Ragavan. And go for it. Yeah, if we play Ragavan and we sack this, that's 6, 7, 8 damage, puts him to 12, and then Dress Down's lethal. Or we can just play Expressive Iteration. I like the Ragavan line here. Here comes Ragavan, here comes Ragavan, right down Ragavan way. And we can even... No, we can't Dress Down now, but we could even Dress Down in response to this at some point. Do I just hit him with this? 5. This is 5, and then next turn it could be 15. Yeah, that's actually lethal. And then I don't have to decide now. Dress Down is still lethal with Ragavan. So yeah, let's YOLO it. Okay. They had responses anyways. Can't cast that one. Alright, let's say go. It's a good magic card. Can also just play Dress Down in response to like a Seasoned Pyromancer or something. I think I would do that. Because we can win the game a slow, drawn-out way, you know? Okay. Don't think I'll do anything about this. But I think I will try to win the game. That's pretty good. But not game breaking or anything, so this is fine. It's dead. Okay. Let's start with Ragavan. Maybe we hit something nice off their deck. They got a lot of juicy targets for us, I'll tell you that. Here comes Ragavan. Here comes Ragavan. What you got? Got anything good for me? I don't have any good creatures. And then it does go to their graveyard, which is not ideal, so not worth it. So let's just get a... either get the Sacred Foundry or we get Blood Crypt. I think the Sacred Foundry is fine. We'll let them know there's something goofy going on. Okay. Another iteration plus play a DRC. That seems good to me. Your go. Not too afraid of things yet from them. They are 1 mana away from Solitude now. And that's a good play. Uh-oh. Grief. That's good. Nothing bad, though. We have a lot of pieces of removal. Our hand is stacked. So I don't even have to kill this right now. Not even a priority, since this flies. Now it's a priority. Alright, so let's kill this. I don't need a land. Let's play another one. Another one. Alright, now if they get Solitude, they can, you know, kill some stuff, but that's okay. It's got to be a good matchup for us, I imagine. That would have been a good card for them. Glad we got to take that. Okay, here go. Not too impressive. I don't know what kind of graveyard stuff that they can hit. Oh, they can hit an Ox. That would be good. That's pretty much it, though. Okay, Archon is in the graveyard now, so they do have some pretty sick draws. We have Archon under control, but... do I want to just kill this, put them down to 1? Then Archon could actually do some work. I think this is fine. I don't have to use the treasure if I want to untap. It's basically if I want a Ragavan or not here. And I don't think I have to. But if I do kill that Ragavan dash, that puts them to 1. And then they have to top deck an answer for both. And Solitude we can dress down. Alright. I am going to heat it, but I'm going to do it now. Do we want to land? I don't think I need it. There's the Ox. That's scary. But that's okay. We do have that under control. Here's this. Then we have dress down for whatever they do. We'll not be casting that once again. We'll say go. Dress down's gonna pull some weight in this match. Okay, that is a sorcery, which is good. Yeah, we even beat if they have a white card in hand to pitch to Solitude. Dress them down. Still don't need a land. You can afford to. Okay. All right. That was pretty cool. Now, how good is Teferi? It does seem pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll try it. We're on a Teferi kick. Disputes are bad. I think these are bad as well. They have a lot of creatures. They do have, like, Persist, but, yeah. We just don't want to change our deck too much. But Lanterns are also good. Dress downs do seem pretty important. I kind of want to take the Inquisitions out. They have some pretty big targets. Like, they have Grief, Fury, Ox, Solitude, Archon as all stuff that Inquisition doesn't hit. Which I think is important. Our Ragavans are kind of weak when they have a bunch of suppliers. So I actually do think I want to cut one of that card and then call it good. Our Croxes are pretty bad too. We'll take out one of those. Maybe even should take out another one of those. Because it does help their thing. But I still think it's good to have two of that card for a late game plan. Alright, let's win this last game. For all the 4-color shadow hopes in the world. Okay, this is 2 Death Shadows on turn 2. Really bad against Solitude, but I'm still going to keep. Real bad against a Solitude, because you just get 2 for 1. So we'll hope to not play both of them out, but it is a game plan. Don't care about that too much. That does stop us from being able to Death Shadow, so maybe that is good if they hit the Thoughtseize. Oh, especially if they have ephemerate. Oh, okay. Okay. We'll say go. Priest? Yep. At least we have the answer for that. They're screwing. Oh. Ooh. Okay. It's not great. Yep. It's a 2-1. The body's kind of annoying, but it's not that annoying. What would they take? If I just show them my hand here, they still probably take Unholy Heat. So I just let them 2-for-1 me here by killing it? Yeah, I guess. Now they get Drown or Death Shadow. That's okay. Might even be better in their graveyard if they have more persists, but if they have more persists, they're going to take Drown. They might take it anyways because our shadows don't really do anything right now. But they will. Eventually. Alright. I'm just going to take 2 here. Go to 15. No, I want to do this because if I draw Fetch Land, then I can play shadows. Okay. Here we go. Well, this draw isn't great. Now we are in the Teferi would be decent game plan, so we do want to think about sacking that Bloodstained Mire, probably for a Godless Shrine. But we just don't have to sack it yet. But now I am worried now, because now they have some big 3s. We didn't get off to the fast start. This could easily be Season Pyromancer, which is very good right now. Yep. Discard those 2 cards. Alright. We could kill it, but I don't think I really care. That was a good one. So we do have to get, we have to get a Watery Grave here, which is a little unfortunate if we draw Teferi, but still worth it. Red, blue. There is a Soul Guide Lantern. That's probably one of our better draws. Alright. Dress down to hand. Soul Guide Lantern here. Play it. Now we get to just exile Season Pyromancer. And then have this locked and loaded for future plays. That was a good expressive iteration. God, that card is messed up. So messed up. Okay. Another one? Ooh, that's good too. Would you like to help out my shadows? You sure would. Okay. Okay, well, I think if it was the play last turn, it's probably the play again. They're gonna look at some cards. Yeah, I think we still need more. Well, that ain't good. I guess expressive iteration, then we kill one of these. Alright. For sure not ideal, but we're okay. But we're scared. Yeah, they get to discard some cards. Just discarded one, so they have one good card. And now a mystery. Okay. We're going to find out. Oh, is it another Pyromancer? I mean, that would make sense. A Grief. Okay. Pretty good as well. Okay. Took a shadow. That's okay. I think the Unholy Heat is the card we really wanted. All right. Now they're pumping the brakes. Okay. I guess we can see what they're going to draw. What you got? Is it a good one? It's going to be a nail biter. An ox? Oh my god. Wow. That's a good one. Well, I mean, I definitely have to hold up Dress Down at this rate. So I guess we just go Death Shadow go. Okay. It's pretty strong. Now we're going to have to kill that Fable as well at some point. I think we just have to take this. We could play Dress Down and block. Then they can't Ox, but then they can Ox next turn. We just have to hold this for Ox, you know? That's the problem. So yeah, we'll take it. And it makes sense to just play it. Still good. Dress them down. Okay, not a bad draw. Okay. That could be good at some point. Probably not right away, though. So now the question is, do we want to Expressive Iteration? I kind of think we have to. I have to kill the Reflection. I could go kill the Reflection plus play a Teferi, I guess, but Teferi is not that good right now. So yeah, let's start with it. Expressive Iteration. It's not very good. If we go to 4, can we even survive? Yeah, I think we're just dead, actually. Maybe that was the incorrect play. We're dead because we don't have a mountain in our deck, I guess. So what if I kill this? 2 blockers, 1, 2, take 4. That's exactly what we're at. All right. Yeah, that was a tough game. They just hit us with something every single turn, and we got overwhelmed. Okay. Do we want to change anything? Our Unholy Heats did seem pretty good. Lantern, I mean, it did a thing. It wasn't insane. Maybe I want to be a little bit more proactive on the play. Just have 1 Lantern. Never want to draw a second. All right. Final game of this video. And everyone, if you are looking to up your game, I have a Patreon link below, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to be playing this deck for Dallas. So there'll be a sideboard guide in there. And if you join, which will be April by the time you're seeing this video, you get access to the whole month. So, you know, it's pretty good value if you're just starting at the beginning of the month. I answer everybody's questions, as well as if you join at higher perks, you get merch sent out to you. But the main thing is, the big event for this is SCG Dallas. So if you're a Modern player, you like this deck, you're probably going to get a sideboard guide here, as long as that's what I play. So also, if you want to rent this deck, I have a Mana Traders link below, where you can use promo code CoreyB, and you can get 15% off your first 2 months. I think this deck was like, you know, 400 tickets or so, maybe 500. I owned a few cards as well, so you can get that middle tier plan and just play this deck right now. So check it out. All right, let's battle. Okay. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah, we're going to keep this. I mean, this hand's just perfect. But how much removal do they really have? They don't have a lot. So I'm going to play Ragavan. Because they can, like, grief me. They're going to do all this stuff. And they have some 1-mana removal, but not a lot. So I'm going to go for it. Normally you DRC and stuff, but Ragavan can just take over this game. Here comes Ragavan. Here comes Ragavan. No, 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 no. I was like, I did not play Bobble yet. I mean, they can Solitude it too, but whatever. Alright. Let's hope this doesn't die. Here's that. Okay, they have an answer to it in a few turns at least. That's the Oblivion Ring. This looks like a grief. Feels like a grief. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, I'd really like for this to connect. Otherwise, we just go DRC go. We could Expressive Iteration. No. Triumph. God, I could have just had Drown here and just buried you. Tilt. Tilt, tilt, tilt. Okay, that's okay. So now we will play DRC. Say go. Expressive Iteration next turn is going to give us the D. We can get a Steam Vent if we want to kill something at end step. Okay. Now we don't even have to sack it. Okay. So blue-red here has to be the play. Since our hand is all red cards. All right. Red, blue, iteration. Try to find land number 2. There we go. We're keeping that. Or land number 3, I should say. All right. Teferi, well, pretty decent. We don't have the means to cast it. And Expressive Iteration is insane right now. So let's go like this. Let's play this. We'll attack. Okay. And let's play another one. Threats, 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 threats. Our hand was exactly this last turn, and now we've developed our board, and our hand's still the same. Expressive Iteration is a hell of a magic card. All right, now you got 2 3/3s coming at you. Plus, we're going to draw some more cards. But their 3-drop spot is pretty good. We know at worst they can Oblivion Ring 1. We're okay with that, but that's still a good play. We just don't want any ridiculous turn. This could fall under the type of ridiculousness if they have an Ephemerate. Yep. All right. That's really good. Really good. It's unfortunate. But we can survive. Just gotta rebuild. Brutal. All right. Expressive. Well, I suppose we'll take a Shadow and the Bloodstained Mire. And we'll eventually be able to cast these, but not for a while. So yeah, if they attack, we're pretty content taking some damage here. Now we can probably get that Godless Shrine. I'll take it. Yeah, this deck is giving us some trouble. It's giving us some grief. They're probably going to play grief. Oh, God, I hope they don't play grief. No, it's a grief. Dang it, they're going to take our best card. Okay, well, we don't have to do anything in response. Wow. They did not take our best card. Okay, well, I guess I'll Unholy Heat one of them. But which one? Probably this, because they can blink it and then kill our creature. There's some thought to just killing both, but I think we'll wait. Okay. Teferi not so good against grief, though, I'll tell you that. Okay. Well, we can put Dress Down into our hand and have a bauble to play. I think that's best. Okay, we'll take 2. We have to take blue-black for this, I suppose. Yep, we got this. Have to cast Death Shadow here. Bauble here. We have plays, so we don't have to bauble right away. God, they do still have that stupid enchantment, though. Let's see what they're going to draw. We know they have enchantment plus something else, right? Nope, they did exile that, so we know that's not the case. Okay, well, that's a bit of a pain. Maybe we want to try to kill this beforehand? Nah, not really. Have another enchantment? God dang. Okay. And we do not want to hit that because they have the rebirth. Yeah, this is not good. Alright. I was thinking about killing this during their draw step, but figured it was a little too risky. Okay. I want to Dress Down at second main because Regavan would actually be pretty good. I just need to draw cards. We're going to draw a lot of cards, though, with our Bauble trigger as well. And we do still have Gigant. But yeah, this match has been harder than I thought. No wonder why I won a challenge, you know? It just seems like a solid deck. Tilt. Tilt. Alright, I guess that was pretty good. Now we can go Thoughtseize, and then in response to their thing, kill this, and then have Drown for whatever they draw. That's pretty good. I think we have to. Then we're going to take 2. We're going to go to 5. And then we can't Giganta for a while, but yeah, what else can we do? Thoughtseize. Heat in response. Take 2 damage for no reason. Now we got their next play on lock. So hopefully they brick and we don't have to use this right away, and then we'll start elking them to death. Okay, here's this. We'll say go. Probably fetch this. Go to 4. Yeah, 4 seems fine. 4 is pretty much the same as 5. Math lesson for the day. Stitcher Supplier. Oh my god, if it's Priest. Something that they can, if we counter it, they get to bring it back. That's so bad. Oh, maybe it's just Persist. That's better, I guess, because we can just straight counter it, but... Could just be a bluff. Alright, I suppose we want blue mana. It doesn't really matter, though. Okay. Now we can do that plus elk. All right. Here's the Shadow of Death. Here's an elk. And here go. Alrighty. It's heating up. If it's this on Solitude, I will definitely counter it. Counter it. Yeah, I think they had that last turn, so now it's whatever they drew. Tilt. Did they get Seasoned Pyromancer too? Oh my god! Yeah, I mean, both were must-counter spells. Tilt. Okay. Drown. Ugh. Alright, well, if we play this, they know we have nothing. I think they're going to block anyways, because they get to bring it back. Here's 9. No way. They get like a rebirth or something? This is gonna just be a brutal way to go. God. Insane. Insane. They got land ephemerate off this? Unreal. Okay, well, I guess we'll play as elk. Yeah. Unreal. F6, our way to defeat. That is a tilt. Well, their deck is pretty cool, I must say. I want to try this out one of these days. I don't know if I'd want to play it in an event, but I definitely want to try it for a YouTube video. That deck looks fun. Did they not ephemerate? Their hand is that good? Okay, that's troublesome. Hidetsugu. Okay, give me a Croxer right now. It's the only time it's going to be good. Croxer. Not the worst. If we bounce this, they just replay it. But if we bounce this... Here's a Teferi. Then it doesn't exile my graveyard yet. Exile all graveyards. Alright. Let's bounce this. Sweet. Let's attack with a Gigantha. Right? Guess we don't even win this race. Whatever. If we top deck a Ragavan, we would win, so I think it's worth it. Crunch. Elk beats. Godless Shrine tapped. And we'll say go. We can still top deck Croxa, which would be pretty good. But they do have 2 new chump blockers now with Pyro. So yeah, Croxa is probably going to be our best draw next turn. Or Expressive Iteration, of course. Yeah, I wonder if they even cast Hidatsu's second right. 3, 4, 5. This has been a fun match, though, regardless. I think we're going to lose, but it's still been pretty sweet. Okay. Card's so good against us. I think this is the first time someone's actually cast it against me, though. Playing Shadow, you know? To be fair, that tech was really catching on right when Luris got banned, so, you know, wasn't around a lot. Okay, interesting. Really interesting. Wow. Okay. Now, what if I bounce this? So if I attack, and then I bounce this, then they're going to exile the graveyards. And so maybe they could make 2 blockers, but then they can't cast this as well? Alright, I'll cast it. White, blue, Teferi. I want my Shadow of Death back. 2 lethal attackers. Tilt, tilt, tilt. Okay, your go. Exile your Pyromancers. Okay. Now that enchantment isn't enough, they gotta have the enchantment plus something else. Yep. Elk's gone. Oh, they could have a second Hitagatsu's second rights, and then that line kind of screwed me over. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Alright, alright. How about a Regavan? Jesus! Alright, well, we're dead. Well, we have a few too many lands for a Shadow deck, I'll tell you that. Ten lands. 11, 12, 13, 14. There's only 5 lands left in our deck. Wow. 5 out of 28. That's awful. Okay. Now I have to worry about just not dying. We're going to be a little off with Teferi. I wonder if they would have had anything else. I mean, they could have just had, you know, this season Pyromancer for blockers. So on board they had stuff. But yeah, now we're just dead. Well, it definitely starts with Expressive Iteration. Into a couple things. Expressive Iteration into 2 removal spells is decent. Because then Teferi unlocks as well. Okay. That one doesn't matter as much. Need a big one. Drown in the Loch. Well, guess it does keep us alive, right? We get to kill this. Cool, cool, cool. Got that going for us, that we are alive. Barely. I have to do it in response to this exile all the grave. Or wait, no, it's not that mode. So yeah, they can draw 2, discard 2. They kept their hand. That's probably pretty good for us. Just kidding. All right. We can stay alive, but barely. Kill that. Oh, all these sagas just did so many things. All right, I think our goal now is... God, it's not enough. Has to be like expressive iteration into 2 Croxas and hope that they are holding 2 lands, which they didn't discard. Unholy hit. Well, I guess we do get to draw again. We can bounce and get our Gigant. Nope, can't do that. We can kill this token. Okay. GG's. Okay, that was a little unfortunate of an ending, but honestly, they had to rip pretty well for us to lose. That ephemerate turn where they drew land ephemerate for a chump block, like, that was absurd. And not only that, they had to draw that persist into something else because we had the 1 drown. Like, honestly, that was just, I'm not even complaining because that match was sick. That was super fun. And if those are the matches we're going to lose, as well as our first one, that Dimir deck, they kind of nut drew on us as well. You know, we 3-0, 6-0'd the other ones. This may have not been our best video, but you know, I never wind hide from y'all. Like, it's not like I'm not going to not post this because I went 1-2 with the deck that I want to be good. Of course I want it to be good, but I'm not going to hide leagues when I don't do that great, when I only go 3-2. So I think this deck is still really real. And, you know, expected in my Patreon for Dallas. I think Teferi adds a really nice element of depth. And we didn't even play against Cascade. That's where it's just the best. So, still happy about it. I hope y'all still enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and share. Share. You know, I really appreciate all the times I see my videos shared on Twitter and stuff. That really means a lot to me. So, I really appreciate it. Check out my links below if you want to join the Patreon or sign up for Mana Traders, and we'll see you for next video. Peace!